Our next performer is another member of the Yale Record. He has performed at the Cucumber before, and I always love his material. Please welcome Aaron Gertler.
Good evening, ladies. Sam, you put it on reverse. Anyway, better, but I don't think I need that. Anyway, so today I'm going to talk to you about a particular area of nerdiness that is probably particular mostly to me. In my spare time, I like to research charities. I donate money sometimes, but I'm just kind of fascinated by the whole area of philanthropy and how people who are kind of getting money to do whatever they want decide to spend it to try to improve the world. I was especially fascinated today because I was reading about this organization called Camp Kesem. Now, Camp Kesem is actually pretty popular at Yale. Is anyone here affiliated with it in any way? Worked there before? Oh shoot, that's a pretty low probability. I calculated that before I walked into the theater. So Camp Kesem is an organization that provides free summer camp to kids whose parents have cancer, specifically kids whose parents have specifically cancer. Now this to me is a pretty bizarrely narrow function for an organization. Like imagine, you're this person who decides to do something really bold and found a nonprofit. And you say to yourself, I can do anything in the world. There are a million problems that I could take care of. And then I guess what this person did was probably sit down at a dartboard full of causes, and they threw some darts on the board. They went swish thunk. Cancer. Okay. What are we going to do with cancer? Swish thunk. Children. All right. What are we going to do with kids who have cancer? I really hope it's medical care. Swish thunk. Summer camp. Okay. Well, I guess I got to do what the board tells me. So Camp Kesem, everybody. Anyway, so I was looking over this camp's website, but one thing you got to say, even though they have a narrow cause, they are admirably devoted to it. They have a page on their website of frequently asked questions. And one of the frequently asked questions is, can kids with cancer come to Camp Kesem? And the answer is no. Only for kids whose parents have cancer. There are other camps for people like you. I'm completely serious. Anyway, so another common question is, well, my parents have, or I guess it's not the kid asking, it's probably the parent asking, so what about kids whose parents have some other horrible disease that is likely to kill them? And Camp Kesem is like, I love the way they answer this question in the most noble way possible. We must stay true to our mission. There are over 3 million kids whose parents have or will have or have had specifically cancer. So, no, you can't come. We must stay true to our missions. Anyway, so on the other hand, even though Camp Kesem has a bizarrely narrow mission, they do a good job, I think, apparently accomplishing it, because according to their own surveys, which I'm sure are very unbiased, the kids who come out of the camp, 98% of them really enjoyed being at the summer camp. On the one hand, that's great, 98% is really high. On the other hand, like, what about the 2%? It's like free summer camp. I'm thinking to myself, like, what could go wrong with free summer camp? Oh, wait, I bet their parents died. And it's a research, and that does happen from time to time, so happy Parents Weekend, everybody. Treasure them. But, I mean, if you consider that it's not Camp Kesem's fault, they apparently are doing a wonderful job with the other kids, the other 98%. Anyway, so Camp Kesem is one of the fine organizations I was looking at. I also had the chance to see this fun list of the worst charities in the world. So I want to share some stories from this because I think they're kind of instructive on how not to do any good at all. So the first organization is something that the parents in the audience may have heard of. It's called Scared Straight. Now the idea behind Scared Straight is that you take these juvenile delinquents, these really bad kids, and you basically put them all on a bus and you send them off to a jail. And you're not like keeping them there, you're bringing them back, unfortunately. But you have prisoners in the jail will talk to them and say, like, you don't want to go to jail. Like, this is a bad place, stay away, go, be nice. And presumably the kids after this will walk through kind of the straight and narrow path from then on. And so this organization made a really popular movie in the 80s and got a lot of money from like the US government, and lots of senators and congressmen were really into this thing. And unfortunately, some researchers did a study a few years later, and they found out that not only does Scared Straight fail to work, it actually makes kids more likely to become criminals and go to jail. Because it turns out that if you take one juvenile delinquent, who's like the school juvenile delinquent, you put him on a bus with 50 other juvenile delinquents, the first thing that happens is that they all start talking about how to be better juvenile delinquents to each other, and they form gangs. They're committing worse crimes than they would have without the crime. It's all very statistical. On the plus side, when they interviewed the kids afterwards in a survey, they found that 90% of them made new friends over the course of the endeavor. So anyway, of course, what happened after this is that we turned around and we said, okay, no more Scared Straight, we're going to defund this thing right away. Clearly, it's a dangerous institution. Of course not, that's not what happened. Since then, over the last 20 years, Scared Straight has received probably $50 million or more in funding and still operates in many states. You may have a program in your own state. So if you do see a school bus going by full of really menacing looking kids, like wave to them and then go the other direction. So the final organization I want to talk about is kind of like, it's the kind of thing that the Record, if the Record were to start a charity, this is what we would do to like be funny. But people really did it. So you may be familiar with the organization Doctors Without Borders, which sends medical professionals to developing countries that don't have a great medical infrastructure so they can take care of people. So this organization is almost like that, except for instead of Doctors Without Borders, it's Homeopaths Without Borders. This is real, they have a real website, so instead of sending medical professionals, you pay a lot of money to send people who don't know how to practice medicine to not practice medicine in the developing world. On the plus side, if you have to choose an investment, it's better than Scared Straight. You're just having no impact whatsoever. Anyway, that's my side. I just wanted to educate everybody a little bit. Give to global health with real doctors.